Got an update for you. Did a video last week off of the West Virginia strike. New Jersey teachers had a strike of their own. A Jersey City set of teachers in a district with 3,100 students went on strike starting at the end of last week. Guess what? A deal reached to end Jersey City teacher strike. See what happens when working people nonviolently fight back against plutocrats and corporate criminals and bought-off government officials? Good things could happen. I'll read you some of this. A deal was reached Sunday night on a new contract for Jersey City's teachers, paving the way for them to return to classrooms Monday morning after striking on Friday. The tentative contract agreement would end an 8-month dispute between the 29,000 student district and its 3,100 teachers. It must be approved by the 9-member school board and members of the teachers union. Quote, I am very proud of the board trustees who took time away from work and family over the last 9 weeks to reach this historic milestone, Board of Education President Sudan Thomas said in a statement. The deal came after a 13-hour negotiation session Sunday. Quote, I think we reached a fair and equitable agreement with the district, Ron Greco, president of the Jersey City Education Association, told the Jersey Journal. The union represents 4,000 teachers and other school workers. All district programs will run as usual tomorrow after being canceled Friday. Greco said the union should vote to ratify the agreement before April's school board meeting. There are other labor contracts that must be renewed, but those should come quickly now that a deal on the JCEA contract has been struck. Teachers and more than 1,000 other school workers walked off the job Friday to protest high health care costs. Schools remained open for a half day with substitute teachers. It was the first teachers' strike since 1998. That would be 20 years ago. Teachers say Chapter 78, the 2011 New Jersey law that revamped how school workers pay for their health benefits, have resulted in them taking home less money despite salary increases. So remember, folks, that laws like that were passed in 2011 by governors like Chris Christie of New Jersey. Why? Both Republican governors, but also some Democrat governors, because the economic crash brought to you by wild big banks that bought off our government and were allowed to do whatever the hell they wanted. To answer for that, we said, no, let's not rein in the banks, who, by the way, are now being deregulated against, thanks to 16 Democrats. No, we don't need to worry about that. Let's just make teachers pay more for their health care. Let's cut the amount of public sector teachers in New Jersey and other states. And let's cut public sector teachers and attack unions even further. Well, now, the unions are fighting back. The teachers are fighting back. They're saying, oh, you're going to put temporary teachers in? Go ahead. We're going to strike. I say, all hail New Jersey's teachers. All hail West Virginia's teachers that struck. And, as we move on, all hail Oklahoma teachers, who could be next to walk. The New York Times reports. Let me get that up for you. When she woke up one morning last week, Tiffany Bell, a teacher at Hamilton Elementary School, had $35 in her bank account. Sound familiar for some of you watching? On take-home pay of $2,200 per month. She supported her husband, a veteran who went back to school, and their 3 children, all of whom qualify for the Children's Health Insurance Program, a federal benefit for low-income families. This is one of our teachers, has to be on CHIP. The company's 4-year-old twins attend a Head Start preschool, another anti-poverty program. Miss Bell, 26, is so hard up that she had to think twice before spending $15 on Oreos for a class project, in which her 3rd graders removed differing amounts of icing to display the phases of the moon. Why the hell didn't my teachers do that? I love Oreos. She knew it would be hard to support a family on a teacher's salary, but not this hard, she said. When West Virginia teachers mounted a statewide walkout last month, earning a modest raise, it seemed like an anomaly, a successful grassroots labor uprising in a conservative state with weak public sector unions. But just a few weeks later, the West Virginia action looks like the potential beginning of a red state rebellion. In Arizona, teachers clad in red, the color of the teacher protest movement, have conducted a series of #RedForEd, demonstrations demanding higher pay. In Kentucky, teachers have organized rallies to protest proposed cuts to their pensions. I just did a story about Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin, another Republican extremist, is now saying, if you don't cut my pension, quote, reform bill, I'm gonna purge 500,000 people off Medicaid. Pass my pension reform bill, which is basically AKA make the workers pay more for their pensions, or I'm taking you away from Medicaid. And in Oklahoma, where teachers have not had a raise from the state in a decade, they have vowed to go on strike on April 2nd if the legislature does not act to increase pay and education budgets. While you're at it, can we get Oklahoma protests for fracking all over Oklahoma that is causing earthquakes? Which, by the way, before I was let go from the Young Turks, that was one of the stories on my list. I wanted to go down to Oklahoma and cover the insane amount of fracking that's going on there, which is causing earthquakes in Oklahoma. Folks, the only way that we're going to create change in this country is what people are doing, like Bernie Sanders and his town hall on oligarchy last night, which got 1.7 million live viewers, as I talked about in the beginning of this live stream. The only way we're going to get real change in this country is if working people non-violently fight back, like the teachers in West Virginia just did, like the teachers in New Jersey just did, and like the teachers, seems, are going to do in Oklahoma. The only way we are going to get real change in this country is if the young people, with their older progressive allies, march like the students are going to march on Saturday for the March for Our Life. If my back wasn't still recovering, I'd be there in Washington, but I cannot march right now. I just had surgery 3 weeks ago. The only way we're going to create real change is supporting independent media, whether it's me, whether it's Jimmy, whether it's Kyle, whether it's Jamal Thomas, whether it's Mike from the Humanist Report, whether it's lower level people, I don't even know. Not because I don't like them, I just am not familiar with everybody yet. We need to be the change we want to see in this country. It's not a bumper sticker, it's the truth. We need to make the corporate media obsolete. Quote, "We are hemorrhaging from a lack of funding," said Larry Cagle, a Tulsa teacher and organizer of one of several Facebook groups pushing for a walkout. "If I get fired, I get fired. I will absolutely not back down." Oklahomans are not always averse to paying more for education. Local districts can use property taxes and bonds to pay for facilities, and many of the school buildings themselves are beautiful. Webster Middle and High School in Tulsa is a pristinely maintained Art Deco castle. In 2015, Tulsa voters passed a $415 million bond to invest in technology and the district's physical infrastructure. Where are our priorities in this country?